Welcome back. Directing feature films is a tough business for anyone to crack into, let alone a fresh-faced teenager. But that hasn't stopped 18-year-old Adam Bogoch. He's now directing his second feature film entitled Complexity. Here's a clip.
What do you want?
I don't know.
Those were clips from Complexity, a feature film currently being worked on by 18-year-old director Adam Bogoch. And Adam joins me in studio. Welcome.
Hi, Peter.
You just finished filming this summer, right? Just recently?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago.
All right. So let's start with, I think, a question a lot of people have, regardless of you being 18 years old. How in the world do you go from having an idea for a film, which a lot of people have, particularly in Vancouver, to actually having cameras rolling, having lights, having actors on a set, and filming? What happens between those two?
Persistence.
So like the Carnegie Hall thing. How do you get to Carnegie Hall practice?
Yeah, it's a process. It really is. It's a great one though too. You got to surround yourself with people that are not only very interested in it, but have a lot of support and trust. My producer, Mattie, Shisko, at my last premiere, she came up to me and she told me that she wanted to produce Complexity. With her help, I wouldn't have been able to get anywhere. So you can have as much persistence and passion for it as you possibly can, but you need to have someone there to help you down the line.
Well, you know, there's this sort of impression of directors as these sort of precious artistes and who are sort of fly off the handle and very egomaniacal. But you know, the couple people are you? Well, but I've heard that you are sort of kind of easy to work with and very respectful of people. And as you just said, you surround yourself with talented people. I mean, it is a big process, right? There's a lot of people involved in making a film.
Yes.
I mean, how do you, particularly as someone who's 18 who probably doesn't have the experience that a lot of the actors and the cinematographers you've hired have, how do you have the confidence to tell them what to do?
Well, first of all, you go in there and my idea is that no matter what your job description is on set, it's incredibly important into the final development of the project. So everybody is to be treated with the respect and kindness as, say, a producer, a director of photography, the lead actress, whatever. Everybody is to be treated with that respect. And when you give respect, you get it. And you know, I have to fight to keep up. I'm not going to lie. There's people who on set who have 3-4 page resumes.
Right.
And mine is much less than that.
Right.
But it's a constant struggle, but luckily for both films, but especially this film, the people I've been working with have been an amazing pleasure.
Well, let's talk about your first film, Avoid Confrontation. You were 15 when you started that, when you wrote the script?
When I started to write the script for AC, I was 15.
So how did that come about? I mean, you were obviously you were in high school.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write a script, and how did you kind of take it to the next stage?
Well, before that, I was doing a lot of smaller projects.
Through school?
Some through school. Mostly my own stuff. I would consider complete blackmail right now. So it's locked away. But I knew I wanted to do something bigger than what I usually did, to get some attention, to have fun. So my dad, my very supporting father,
who is not from the film industry at all.
No,
it's not
he's
like
not.
you're kind of.
I dragged him in though.
Yeah.
He sort of now is,
right.
but he was with me all the way, constant support, and we made AC. We had open casting calls, which can be quite scary, but we got it done, and yeah.
On a pretty shoestring budget, right?
More so than now, yeah.
Yeah. And you won some awards with that one, right?
Yes, we won 3 International Film Festival awards. 2 at the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival, and 1 at the Canada International Film Festival.
We just have a moment left before the break, but can you tell me a little bit about the plot of the first film you did?
Avoid Confrontation is about a struggling writer who he and his family are in the middle of dealing with his father's death. It's a dark comedy, more of a drama than anything else.
And what about this current one?
What's it about?
Complexity. Yeah.
Complexity is a coming-of-age romantic comedy about a woman who is in a place of complete uncertainty, being pushed and pulled by her family in every single direction. And she meets this guy, and things turn from bad to worse. Essentially, it's about finding yourself.
Okay, well, we're going to hear more about the film and how you've gotten into this business and how you plan to continue with it. More with Adam Bogoch in a moment.
Hey, what's up?
Michelle, what now? Okay, what did you do? Kelly got a call from one of your teachers saying you had a huge argument with him.
Yeah, and apparently it wasn't a just case on your behalf.
Of course. What is he gonna say? His case wasn't just? Okay, the guy is a complete megalomaniac.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. But you can't keep doing this, Michelle. It happens too often.
Yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. Which teacher was it?
Oh, Mr. Mackenzie.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. He is a jerk, Kel. Come on, he's a complete megalomaniac. He is.
That was a clip from Avoid Confrontation. It was the first feature film directed by teenage director Adam Bogoch, and Adam is back with me in the studio. You were, when you directed that, you were 16?
Yes, when we shot that, I was 16.
It's hard to imagine. I mean, it obviously looks very professional. The actors are much older than you. They're acting really well. It's obviously well edited. How did you know how did you even know how to put a movie together? How to get the angles, how to frame how to tell the cameraman to frame?
I have no idea. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of special features. I've taken a few courses. I've been to GIFs. I've done courses at Vancouver Film School. I have a lot of close mentors, and we just went and did it. And the great thing about being on set and having such a sort of vital role in the production is you gotta learn. You gotta keep going to keep up with everybody else. And so I just, especially, Avoid Confrontation was a great stepping stone for Complexity.
So in Complexity, your director of photography was
Paul Mitchnick.
Paul Mitchnick, who'd done he'd worked on Fantastic Four and X-Men, and
Yep.
Fetching Cody was sort of his big project. Like, this is an experienced cameraman. Was he, like, if you said to him something and it wasn't technically right, I mean, how did he say, like, what the hell are you talking about? Or was he, like, nurturing about it?
No. He was brutal about it, but
Was
that's
he?
okay. Him and I have that type of relationship. He was a solid stone the whole time. He was very consistently great, but if no matter what happened on set, he was there and he was him. And that's Paul. And yeah, sometimes I didn't get the technical terms right, but I learned and picked up as we went along, and we sort of, the conversation was understood between the two of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting how you're funding this current film, because you have, I know you have sort of a packet that you offer people the opportunity to sign on as an executive producer for $5,000. You can be, special thanks for a couple $100. You can be a producer for a certain. Most of us, when we go to a movie, at the end you see all those names. You just assume that every one of those people had a sort of a vital role, whether it was holding the cue cards or holding the lights. Or is that what in your experience and just from what you know of the film world? Is that how it is? I mean, is it kind of odd to be giving people credit at the end for money?
Yes and no. The producer roles, you have your main, in the end credits, you have your main producer, you have your executive producer, your main associate, line producer, and then you'll see a list of a whole bunch of other people. For the most part, they are the benefactors. A lot of the other roles are, yes, a lot of them are handed out, but you know what? A gaffer is so important, and a grip is so important in your film.
So you can't get a gaffer credit for giving you money?
No, you can't. Okay. No, you can't. That's an on-set stuff.
Right.
But the producer stuff is, and the special thanks, but all the producer stuff you get credit for sure.
So is this a model that is becoming more popular? It's almost like a microfinance model for film.
Yes, it is. It's done on some level. In Hollywood, it's done on a much
larger
grander
level, sure.
I mean, like George Clooney will sign on to a project going, oh, I want to support these guys, and just by putting his name on the project alone, it helps them out. When you have George Clooney,
sure.
Yeah. But yes, it is done in Hollywood. I believe it's called crowdfunding. And you know what? It's a way to raise some money. It's worked out so far, well. We're obviously still looking for more.
You're still raising money to edit it?
Yes, we don't have enough money to fund post-production at this point, and that's what we're working on right now. Post-production, editing, marketing, yeah.
Is there a particular director who you look up to, who you are sort of modeling your career on? Is there a whole host of them?
Well, I mean, there's so many great directors out there. There really are. Peter Jackson his films are the reason.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, right. The Lord of the Rings are the movies that got me into being a filmmaker. I watched those and I said, hey, this doesn't look too hard. Little did I know. Really little did I know. And he's such an awesome guy, and you hear such great stories about him, and he's very talented. Spielberg is a great director. He's very broad. He never he can do an action movie like Raiders of the Lost Ark or Jurassic Park or something, and then do like Schindler's List.
He's Munich, which is very different.
Or Munich, right? He's great. There's Steven Soderbergh. Tim Burton is incredibly unique.
Now, all the people you're mentioning, I'm pretty sure all of them have had some formal training in the film world. Now, you've said you've taken a few courses, but I mean, you're right out of high school. A lot of people who aspire to go to make films, or maybe even have made some student films, end up going to, to UCLA Film School or NYU or even the Vancouver Film School. Do you want to do that, or do you feel like you kind of already know how to do it? What's the point of spending time in school?
No. In the film industry, you constantly learn. You could be 70 and you're still learning because things change. It's one of those industries. At this point in time, I'd say no, but I definitely think it's very important to get some sort of formal training in that industry, whether it be by a full year, 2-3 year film school, or a bunch of workshops and intensives, which I think is a great idea because you get a very broad perspective on film.
Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck with the film.
Yeah, thank you so much.